I am evil. I'm secretly hoping QQQ drops another 10%, because if that happens, this portfolio may become dangerous. My puts could go deep in the money and start moving with the market at about 450% exposure. That means I may be one of the few people actually making money in a market massacre. Let me show you how. This is David. Welcome to the Leverage Hedge, where we turn volatility into opportunity and seek leverage returns you can actually hold. Before we begin, this channel is for entertainment and educational purposes only. This is not financial advice, not a recommendation, and not an offer to buy or sell anything. I am simply documenting my own personal portfolio journey. Leveraged ETFs and options are risky. You can lose money, and past performance does not guarantee future results. Please do your own research and take responsibility for your own decisions. Now let's talk about this week. This was not a normal Friday. This was a massacre Friday. The market was hit hard. QQQ dropped sharply. SPY dropped. Growth stocks and semiconductor names were under pressure. VIX exploded higher. This was exactly the kind of day that tests whether a strategy is real or whether it only looks good when the market is calm. My portfolio finished the week down 5.59%. That number is painful. I am not going to pretend otherwise. A red week is still a red week. But this is also why I believe this week was a win, because the strategy did what it was designed to do. Year to date, even after the sell-off, the portfolio is still up 15.11%. QQ is up 14.92%, and SPY is up 8.45%. So after a brutal market drop, the portfolio is still ahead of QQQ year to date and still running at almost 1.8 times SPY's return. That matters. The goal of this strategy is not to avoid every down day. That is impossible. The goal is to stay aggressive enough to beat the market over time while building enough protection so that when volatility arrives, the portfolio can survive. And this week, the puts started to show their value. The TQQQ stock position took a serious hit, but the put positions moved sharply higher and offset a meaningful part of the damage. This is the part most people misunderstand. These puts are not just a bearish bet. They are not there because I think the market must crash tomorrow. They are part of the portfolio architecture, and with the previous roll adjustments, we have already locked in some of this year's gains. What does that mean? As the market moved higher earlier in the year, some of the old put positions had lost value or moved further away from the current market. So instead of just sitting there passively, I rolled the hedge. I adjusted the put strikes and expirations, so the protection moved closer to the new market level. In plain English, as the portfolio went up, I moved the safety net higher. That is important, because if you never adjust the hedge after a big rally, your protection may still exist, but it may be too far below the market to protect the gains you just made. By rolling the puts, I accepted some cost, but I also converted part of this year's unrealized gains into protected gains. So when Friday happened, the portfolio was not naked on a normal pullback. Yet the puts act like a seatbelt. They reduce the damage. They keep me from panicking. They give me the ability to stay in the trade instead of being forced out at the worst possible time. But if the market really breaks, the seatbelt can turn into an airbag because this portfolio is intentionally overhedged. The hedge is not designed to merely protect dollar for dollar. It is designed to create convexity. If the market falls hard enough, the puts can accelerate faster than the long position loses value. In that kind of environment, the hedge can potentially turn from protection into a profit engine. That is the most important idea. Small pullbacks hurt less. Big drops may actually create opportunity. A true market crash could potentially make the hedge explode in value. So the puts are not just insurance costs, they are crisis assets. Most of the time, they may feel like a drag, but when the market gets violent, they can become the most valuable part of the entire portfolio. And I will be honest, there is a slightly evil part of me that secretly wants to see the airbag blow up. Not because I want people to suffer, but because this is exactly what the strategy was built for. When everyone else is panicking, when volatility explodes, when the market finally punishes naked leverage, I want to see whether this portfolio can do something different. I want to see if the hedge can not only protect me, but actually make money in the middle of the chaos. That is the dream scenario for this strategy, not just surviving the storm, profiting from the storm. So I do not view this week as a failure. I view it as a live stress test. The market finally punched the portfolio in the face, and the portfolio stayed on its feet. It did not avoid pain, but it absorbed the hit. It stayed alive. It preserved the ability to keep playing the game. That is what matters. Bull markets make everyone look smart. The real test is what happens when the market suddenly turns against you. This week we got a glimpse of that test, and the result is encouraging. The portfolio is still ahead of QQQ year to date. It is still far ahead of SPY, and now the hedge is beginning to prove why it exists. This is the core philosophy. Stay invested, stay aggressive, but do not be naked. Because when volatility returns, the hedge is not just protection. It may become the weapon. That is leveraged returns you can actually hold.